So, we are in Module 4, Exercise 5, Question 13. We have 80 mils to infuse at the rate of 20 mils per hour using a 60 micro drip per mil. I'll write that down, micro drip per mil drop set, which is the same as a 60 drop set. And the question is, what's the flow rate in milliliters per hour and in drops per minute? So we'll do both here. The first thing is just looking at the most important piece of information, which is the 80 mils, because that's what we want to infuse using the drop set. So what is the connection here? Mils. So these two pieces of information are the ones we're going to use at first to discover the time it will take to infuse it. If we use the box method, remember we first place the have, which must be our ratio with the two quantities, and that one must be the 20 mils per 1 hour. So that's what we're going to write here. If 20 mils is delivered in 1 hour, then we have to use, that's information used, done. Now we have to use the 80 mils, and the 80 mils will sit next to the 20 mils. Our question mark is the time it will take to deliver 80 mils. So this one is not hard for us to do in our heads. Just look at that. 20 goes up to 80. How many times is that bigger? Does it double? No, that would be 40. It doubles again, so it's times 4. If you can see that straight away, and that's why the box is a very nice method, you can tell this is going to be 4 hours. If you're still practicing and you need to see this in a different way, you could use the full process. The diagonal multiplies, so we have 1 times 80. The third number divides, and then we have the same, 80 divided by 20, 4 hours. So what do we have now in terms of infusion? We want to deliver the 80 mils over 4 hours, and I think we could tidy up here again. So the 80 mils is still in place just because that's what we want to deliver, the volume in milliliters over the time in hours. That's for the first question. So we have the volume is 80 mils, the time is 4 hours. 80 divided by 4, 20 mils per hour. So that's a silly question actually, because we already knew that. It was right here at the start, but it's good to do the calc and see that of course it must work. 20 mils per hour using our volumetric pump. But the other question is using a micro drip. A micro drip is just the name of the 60 drops per mil drop set. Imagine the 1 mil syringe divided into 60 equal parts. Each of those little parts, or one of those little parts, is the size of the drop we are delivering, and it's micro drip because it's a very small drop. So let's see what we need for calculating now the infusion using this drop set. We have the volume in mils, we have the time that will need to be converted in minutes. Remember, every time we talk about drops, we need to have the time converted into minutes, multiplied by the drop set in drops per mil. Each drop or each mil containing 60 drops in this case. So let's translate everything. Remove the volume, let's write 80 mils. The time, let's look for the time. We have to go down here and check. We calculated the time as 4 hours. For the 80 mils, so that's the relationship. For the 80 mils, it takes 4 hours. If we are using the full volume, we need to use the 4 hours. 4 hours, but we want this in minutes. So 4 hours into minutes, we'll change that by multiplying 4 by 60. 4 6s are 24, so 240 minutes. So remove those 4 hours and write 240 minutes. And then we multiply by the drop set. So the drop set is simply the 60 drops per mil drop set. It doesn't matter which drop set it is. All you do is you copy or you enter that quantity. The mils cancel out for the ones of you who like saying that, and the final answer will be in drops per minute. So what calculation do we need to do now? And let's just put a line here to tidy this up. We need to do, if we want to do it in the order, we'll just get the numbers out here. 80 divided by 240 multiplied by 60. The order won't matter because you know it's just multiplication and division. So 80 divided by 240 times 60, we get 20. Let's go up here. 20 what? Drops per minute. And you can write it in full, drops per minute, DPM, or drops/minute, or min. So let's see if we answered both questions. The drop rate in drops per minute is the 20 drops per minute here.